I'm Adam Baker. My company's Blottr.com. We're a citizen journalism news service that enables anyone to capture, report and collaborate on news they're witnessing at the scene. So essentially, we trust the public to be in the best place to report news, and we've found that we're really good at two things, which is we break news way before mainstream news services, and we uncover really hyper-local stories that otherwise wouldn't get exposure. So we took some examples of that during the riots in August. We broke the story and the riots in Woolwich, in Ealing and in Salford. We had about 3 million unique users in a day because of our footage. The mainstream services focused on Clapham and Croydon as the affected areas, but Woolwich was the most decimated area, the most affected area in the UK, and it fell completely below the radar. But because we've got people at the sea, we're able to report things at a much quicker pace than any mainstream news service. When Gaddafi was shot, we had a photo that was taken 8 minutes earlier, posted onto our site. We were the first news service in Europe to have any coverage of Gaddafi being shot. And because we had somebody that was at the scene, that knew about Blottr, and captured the footage and sent it into us. So the power of enabling people, anyone, at the scene of an event to report news that they witness, it's awesome, and it's game-changing, the way that people gather and consume news. So we've kind of iterated quite a lot. We launched last August, so from about February to August last year we were developing the platform as a prototype, because I wasn't sure if there was going to be an appetite for it. So I kind of sunk some money into it, got some developers to build it for me, and we launched in London in August 2010, and we spent about 3 months just really refining what we were doing, building a small niche community, some early adopters, and then trying to grow out from there. And we found very quickly there was a big appetite for it. People love to have their name associated with news stories or any story that they're writing about. So it could be that they're really interested in politics, and they've got a view on a certain political view that they want to express and share. And so we're a great platform for that. It could be that they're a student and that they've got a need to build a portfolio. So we're a great platform for that. Or it could be just you've never blogged, you've never written, you're not on Twitter, but you've got a smartphone or you're on the web, and you see something at the scene, you can capture it and report it on our site. So we've managed to build up a really nice community of people that is fairly diverse. But the product's changed a lot since we first launched it, and we're continually iterating. We listen to our users, we kind of assess their behaviour. What do they like? Are they using things? Are they not? What do we need to build? And that kind of dictates and determines how we shape the product. We've focused a lot on SEO. SEO is massively powerful for us. We've focused a lot on our community. We've made a lot of community mistakes, to be honest, and so we've learned from those. And really, self-gratification beats everything else. People love to see their name against stuff and having it published. And I think from a growth perspective, they're the three things that we've learned more than anything else. From a business perspective, get it out there. Don't procrastinate. Don't try and perfect your product, because you can spend ages doing it, and you're going to get it to market, and your users won't like it. So get a product that's ready to take to market in as quick as possible time as you can, and then iterate it based on what you learn. Because this is my third startup, and I've never known a business, mine or anybody else that I've spoken to look the same in a year as what they thought it was going to be when they started. So don't worry about what it looks like in a year now. Just get it out and learn and build and build and build and kind of iterate based on what you learn. My personal views, I think the government are trying to get involved in a positive way. I think they're just touching the sides at the moment. I think we get compared to the US and Silicon Valley way too much. I think people have kind of got to distance themselves a little bit from it, because they're a lot more mature than we are in terms of their ecosystem, in terms of the way that they invest at seed. We're a lot more embryonic over here, and I think we're always judging ourselves against the US, and we're always going to fail. People are always going to think we're not doing very well. We've got brilliant, talented people over here in this country that are doing some great things. There are great businesses in the UK. We've just got we've got to focus on what we're doing and not worry about trying to challenge the US or compete or compare to them. we're doing some good things here. I hope the government can support UK tech more than they are at the moment. I think they're dabbling with it. I don't think they understand it well enough. That's my personal view. I think they need to get involved a bit more and kind of spend a bit more time with us. I mean, Lord Green was at the Tech City event today, and he was there for 20 minutes. Now, there's all this talk about him going back to government and kind of selling in tech, but he was only there for 20 minutes. And okay, he's a busy guy, he's got other things to do. But if they really want to take tech seriously, then they should spend some time with us. And I'm not sure they're doing that enough at the moment. The first thing that an investor will normally look for is how much have you invested in that business, because you've got something to lose then. You know, I'm not going to put my money into your business to lose it. If you can just walk away and not get hurt by that, you know, I want to know that you've got something in this. So first of all, bootstrap it, and then create value in your business. You know, get to a proof of principle. Set yourself some metrics. You know, what are your key metrics? Is it audience? Is it traffic? Is it engagement? Is it revenue? Set yourself some milestones and hit them, and then go out to investors and say, look, this is what I've done. I've put X amount of cash into it. It hasn't got to be much. I've put X amount of cash into it. I spent the last 6 months building my business up. This is what I've got. This is what I can show you. And they'll invest in you because you're passionate about it. You're knowledgeable. You've put money into it. You've created value in your business. And then as an entrepreneur, you're also then going to the table with a much better proposition for yourself. So you'll be able to raise more money for less equity. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs raise before they're ready. Don't be afraid to take risks, because you're taking risks anyway. But don't procrastinate on your product, and don't think that you're going to have the final product, because you're never going to have it. You'll never have it. Get it out there and listen to your users. And if you can build a product around your users and their behaviour and what they like, you're onto a winner, because actually they're always going to use you. I think that's the biggest piece of advice I can give it. We've recently launched into France and Germany in local language, so we're really happy about that, and we've seen some really good traction in the last 8 weeks since we launched into those countries. We're looking to move into maybe 10 other countries next year, where we can be a first and fast mover. So we're looking to be the catalyst of citizen journalism in all of the countries across the world that we launch into. So the next 12 to 18 months are really exciting for us. Lots of growth, lots more users hopefully, lots of great content, and lots more breaking news.